I have to thank SPJMR for bringing me on after Mr. B.S. Nagesh. What an act to follow. Thank you, Renuka, for doing this to me. Before I talk about numbers, I wanted to say that I have 87 slides, all of them full of big data and numbers, and I'd love for all of you to see all of those numbers. How many of you here have the same problem as me, that if you see more than 4 data points on a single page, your eyes start rolling? And therefore, I won't do that. Right? I will refer to this slide very briefly, but I'll just say something which is tail-ending what Mr. Nagesh said. By the way, I'm Professor Anil Kulkarni's student from way back when. I'm not as old as I look, but, and since many of you are his students, if he says present, you have to present. And therefore, this 10-minute interlude before something far more interesting. I can see from the smiles that you all identify with my predicament. In the last 5 years, I have run 2 startups, which is why I've had to literally sell my blazers. And, you know, the last talk was very fascinating for me, but I completely agree. The one thing that numbers give you is perspective. And perspective is something that comes out of failure. I think everybody seated in the first row will agree with me. Failure is something that hopefully should not happen to any of you, but it does happen. It's not possible to have a successful career of more than 10 years or 20 years unless you've seen at least a little bit of failure sometime in between. And to give you a shortcut to that, patterns behind numbers play a very, very key role. And when I say patterns behind numbers, it's not the findings that you get out of a market research, one single report. It's a series, it's a score of such reports that you see over time, across categories, across different domains. And then when you start putting them together and you start seeing patterns behind the numbers, you start arriving at certain stable truths which help you. And those stable truths are what analytics help you to arrive at. Analytics is not analysis spelled wrong. While that might sound funny, I actually was part of a research paper where we surveyed about 84 Indian companies. Believe me, there were at least 10% of marketing managers who wrote all their answers using the word analysis instead of using the word analytics. Many people understand analytics to be Google Analytics or Web Analytics. It's got nothing to do with marketing. Marketing has got nothing to do with numbers. In fact, when I was in business school, the first thing I was told is, are you good at numbers? Yeah, kind of. Then you must be one of those finance types. Are you really good at numbers? No, I really don't. तो marketing चले जाओ. है ना? And I believe from what Professor Kulkarni is saying, this has not changed very much. Okay, discussions on that later. What the hub of marketing effectiveness is trying to do, to start with, is we're talking about measuring impact of marketing. Why is measurement important? Like I said, it's about perspective. Unless you measure, you don't treasure what you have. Everything needs to be measurable to the extent that, of course, like the gentleman said, I don't know how to measure a smile, but believe me, analytics will come up with a solution for that as well across a period of time. And 250 rupees to 287 is very measurable. Marketing executives actually need to start getting more and more comfortable with numbers. Guys, the news is bad. We need to start getting more and more comfortable with numbers. It's not going to go with gut instinct se bol raha hu. Okay? Gut instinct works only when you've had a certain amount of experience over time. Gut instinct is not going to happen on day one of your job. Right? And as several of the eminent speakers before me have mentioned, the importance of getting finance and marketing involved. I know that we have done ROMI before. We've talked about market effectiveness in terms of ROMI. But finance executives and marketing executives are going to have to coexist and work together meaningfully to understand patterns behind data. And for all of this, business analytics, which sort of brings all of that together, and marketing domain specifically, is going to be extremely key. This is what the hub of marketing effectiveness is going to try and do. We are capturing and generating data. So here's some findings. We actually analyzed 10 years of SMIA data over the last couple of months. And we have found something very interesting from the data that you yourselves have generated at SPJ. And one of the things being, for example, How many of you here like cars, expensive cars, automobiles, right? How many of you here would like to own a Porsche Boxster, for example, or an Audi, the latest series, or a Merc S series? You'd be surprised to know how many people are willing to change brands for a few thousand rupees, right? You wouldn't dream of having an aspiration like a Porsche Boxster, and then just because somebody said 2,000 rupees off on a Merc S series, they would go immediately to the next store and buy it. But that is what an analytics pattern data has shown us from the SP Jain case studies. This is extremely counterintuitive. Secondly, for example, so price sensitivity. Similarly, perception to innovate has turned out to be one of the most important predictor variables of choice across several brands over the last 10 years. So what is the perception to innovate? Several people are willing to trade off brands which they think are becoming uninnovative. And that is in their own definition. And this is going to be a conundrum for marketers. How do you continue to stay innovative to be able to sell to your consumer? So these are all many counterintuitive findings which are coming across in the data. This is the sort of capturing and generation of data that we've already started here. And of course, to be able to disseminate this kind of knowledge to both practitioners and academicians. This is what we're trying to bring together. How much more time do I have? Is Sahil still here? 2 minutes, okay. So I'll end with an anecdote or a story. There's this little story about a little boy who, because I figured it's about 12 o'clock, you're midway between getting a lot of data and lunch. It's a good time to listen to a story without falling asleep. There's a story about a little boy who goes up to his father and says, I want to learn the wisdom of the world. And the father says, well, I can't teach it to you, but I can take you to somebody else who can. So the boy assumes he's going to take him to a guru or a sage or something like a professor, at least. You can at least laugh for that. Instead, the father takes him to a businessman. The boy starts thinking the father's gone cuckoo. I mean, what is he going to be able to teach me about the wisdom of the world? But I'll go along with it anyway. The businessman gives the boy a spoon, and in that spoon he puts a drop of oil, and he says, you walk around the building. When you come back, the oil in the spoon should be absolutely intact. So the boy takes the spoon, looks at the spoon, goes around the building, comes back, and he comes back to the businessman and says, this oil is intact. The man says, on one side of the building, there was a lovely museum with all kinds of wonderful artifacts and stuff. Did you take a look at it? The boy says, no. He says, on the other side, there was a dance party going on. People are playing Sheila Ki Jawani. Did you dance to that? No. On the other side, there was a library, fantastic books. Latest Harry Potters were being released. Did you see that? The boy says, no. The boy gets irritated. He said, how is it going to be possible? You gave me a task to do. How am I going to be able to do all these things? The man says, do this task again. And this time, just see what you can do. So the boy goes around. This time, he goes into the museum. He has great fun in the dance party. He goes into the library. He looks at all the books, comes back. He's very excited, very flushed. He's jumping up and down. The man says, all this is very exciting, but where is the oil? The spoon itself is gone. In effect, analytics and all of patterns and perspectives in data, what it's trying to say is please try and take everything that the world has to give you in terms of information, but do not lose track of the stability of the truth that you already have. The more you look at everything that the world has to give you, the more you will learn about your brand and the more you will learn about who you are. Thank you very much.